welcome to your Energizing Pilates flow. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. So this short practice, we are going to use some Pilates techniques just to energize your entire body from your head all the way down to your toes. So when you're ready, I invite you to start standing. I'm going to come side on so you can see the technique, the movement through the back that I'm describing. So we're going to have our feet hip distance apart. So the knees are slightly soft. We're not tensing through the legs at all. And the feet are flat on the ground. Going to rest the hands down onto the thighs. Just roll the shoulders down the back and make sure we're starting to create length through the spine. From here, we're going to do a standing cat and cow. So I'm going to tuck my tailbone under, bring the chin to the chest as I curve the back, round through the spine. And then as I press the chest forwards, I tilt the pelvis back and take a slight arch through the lower back. So I'm going to do that a few times. The knees are soft here, curving through the spine, looking down at the belly, and then pressing through, opening through the chest, maybe taking the eye line up as well. And each time you move here, maybe the range of movement gets a little bit bigger as you start to explore through the back and explore your body here today on the mat. Let's do this one more time. Then I'm going to invite you to keep the spine long and lengthened. Draw the belly button in. I'm going to slide the hands down my thighs as I take the bottom back. The knees are slightly soft. You can see now that the spine is staying straight. And then we slide back up the thighs as we come to standing. The hips come forwards. Let's do. So the knees are generously bent here, lifting the tailbone up, opening up through the backs of the legs, and then sliding back up the legs as I come to stand. Now the whole time we're squeezing the shoulder blades together, lengthening through the spine, working on our posture, and also working on the backs of those legs. Let's do this one more time. Generously sliding down, lifting the tailbone, scoop and hollow the belly, and then bringing yourself back up. This time, inhale, sweep those arms up towards the ceiling. Big stretch here, up and out of the hips, arms in line with the ears. We're going to come into our chair squat. Arms stay in line with the ears. You press the hips back, bend those knees completely now, should be able to wriggle the toes, and then press the hips forwards as you stand. So my arms are staying exactly where they are. Focusing on squeezing the back together, dropping the shoulders away from the ears, grounding down through those feet. Should be able to wriggle the toes. You're always pushing the bottom back, coming into that chair squat, loading into those legs a little bit here. Let's come down and hold. So we pause here in the chair squat. Swing both arms behind your back. Can you squeeze the shoulder blades together and then reach the arms all the way back up to the ears? Twice more. The weight is staying in the heels, wriggling through those toes and drawing the belly button to the spine. One more time. Squeeze the upper back here. And then as you lift the arms, push away, lengthen the legs, reach all the way up. Let's roll down, arms forwards, chin to chest. Let the body roll over. Roll yourself all the way down to a point you feel comfortable. Weight is in the toes now, not the heels. Lifting that tailbone up towards the ceiling, opening up through the backs of those legs and releasing any tension through the head and shoulders here. Make sure you ground down through the feet. Keep the chin on the chest. Think about your spine. Rebuild, restack. Grow yourself really tall as you come up to standing. And then we'll place the hands onto the hips. Going to now turn the body so that our legs can come to a wide stance. Toes turned out. Oh, nearly toppled over then. Toes turned out, heels coming in. We're going to start to take a little side lunge here. One knee at a time, you're bending. That knee is traveling in the same direction as the toes, so make sure that knee's turning out to the side. Upper body is staying relaxed and soft on top, drawing the belly button towards the spine. Start to feel that strength, that movement through the lower body here. We're going to take a couple more. Then I'm going to invite you to take it over to the right side and pause there. So bending the right leg, pressing that right knee back, left leg is straight. I'm going to take a little pivoted twist here. The right arm comes up, the left arm goes down. Then I come back to center, hands onto the hips. Legs don't change. Again, so I rotate my chest to the side, lift the right arm up, left arm down, coming back through to center. Let's do that one more time. Slow, steady twist. Open up through the chest. Coming back to center, hands onto hips, bending into the left leg now, open up through the right. Once you feel comfortable, rotate to the other side, left arm up, right arm down, coming back through to center. So you see that I'm not moving really fast here. It's quite slow and controlled as we open up through the hips, and we find that length creates some energy through the spine. Let's come back to center, hands onto the hips, extend away. Now we're going to stay here, shoulders over hips. We're going to take a little bend and a rise. So we're in a wide leg squat now. So we're bringing some strength into that lower body. And sometimes to give yourself a little bit of energy, it's important to remind yourself of how strong you can be, to fire up those muscles a little bit, just to give you that little boost that you need. We come down and pulse. So we stay low, tiny little pulses. The knees are in line with the toes. The shoulders are stacked over the hips, and you're activating through the core. A little lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend those legs. Walk those feet all the way back in so they're hip distance apart once again. Inhale as we reach the arms all the way up. Let's find that roll down one more time. Chin to the chest. Roll yourself all the way down. Let the body dangle. Maybe take a big breath here. In through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. See if on the exhale you can go a little bit further into this wonderful stretch. Then we're going to walk those hands forwards to the top of the mat. Step the feet back and find a big lift here as you press the hips up towards the ceiling. Let the heels fall heavy and create space through the back of the spine. Now, brains on for this little sequence. We ripple our bodies forwards. We find a high plank. Shoulders over wrists. Spine is long. We come down onto our knees. Now you're going to lower yourself down to the floor, but I want your chest to touch the floor first. Squeezing those elbows in towards the rib cage. Control yourself down and lower. Once you get to the bottom, soften the feet. We're going to exhale as we lift both legs off the floor. Lift the chest, but the hands stay down. So a back extension here. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lengthen the legs away. We lower the body back down to the floor. Push through those hands as you come back up into a half high plank. Hands are under the shoulders, knees are down. We tuck the toes under, and then we lift back up to our starting V shape here. Did you get that? Did your brain fall out? Let's do it again, okay? So we're going to ripple forwards. Find a high plank. Let's pause here. Lengthen through the spine. Find that core strength, that shoulder strength. Come down onto your knees. Pause there. Now squeeze the elbows in as you lower yourself down. Let the chest come down to the floor first. As you get there, soften the feet. We're going to lift and lengthen both legs as you lift the chest. But my hands stay on the ground for support, and you squeeze the elbows in towards the body like little cricket legs. Then we lower back down onto the floor. Big out breath as you push into those hands. Bring your body back up to that half high plank. The toes tuck under. We lift the knees and we take our hips up high. Heels fall heavy. So we're starting to create energy through the upper body as well now. Let's do that one more time. Rippling the body forwards. Switching on through the core. Finding that length through the back of the body. Coming down onto those knees. Squeeze those elbows in, lowering yourself down. Can you go any slower? Any slower? When you get to the bottom, soften the feet. We press away into the ground as we lift the chest, lengthen those legs, find that strength through the back of the body, that power there. Lowering yourself back down. A big out breath through the mouth as you push up. And then tucking those toes under, lifting the hips and coming up, opening up through the back of the body one last time. Beautiful job. Let's take as many steps as you need. Walk the feet all the way in towards the hands. Then you're going to bend the knees and come all the way down onto your bottoms when you are ready. Beautiful job so far, guys. Well done. So let's have our feet flat, our knees parallel, hands in front of us, lengthen through the spine, and then tuck the tailbone under and roll yourself all the way down onto your back once you are ready. When you get here, bringing the right knee in towards the chest, hug that right knee in, pressing your back down into the ground. Take a moment to arrive here on the mat, to be on the floor. And then once you feel ready to start to work through the core element, we're going to bring the chin to the chest and lift the upper body off the ground. So scoop and hollow the belly. Try and get those shoulder blades off the floor. Then from here, we extend the left leg. So that left leg is in a hover now. It's not touching the ground. I'm going to switch and hold. Okay, so here we go. We switch and hold. Switch and hold. So we're bringing one knee in towards the chest, extending the other leg away to a hover, firing up through the tummy. So draw the belly button towards the back and keep those head and shoulders looking forwards the whole time. I don't want your head taking any pressure. Don't want the neck looking up towards the ceiling or the face, sorry. Let's continue here for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Pop the head and shoulders down. Hug both knees in when you are ready. Take a moment here, pressing the back into the floor and the shoulder blades, and just turning that head side to side. Make sure we're not carrying any tension. So we're trying to energize the entire body here today. And that also counts by releasing any stress, any tension in the body, because that doesn't serve you well. Doesn't make you feel good, right? Allowing the head to come to center. A little bit of fun for you now. You're going to open the knees into a diamond shape. Take the hands underneath your calves and hold onto your ankles on the outside. So my hands have gone under my calves, and then I hold onto the ankles on the outside. We're going to do a seal roll. If you've got any neck or back injuries, you might want to avoid this exercise. Please assess your own body to make sure this feels good for you. So it's kind of like rolling like a ball, and once you get into it, you'll be fine, I promise. So it's a gorgeous way to massage out the back on the ground. Gorgeous way to work the core, to find some balance there. Make sure you keep the spine rounded. We don't want to have any thudding onto the mat. The chin stays on the chest the whole time, and you keep those knees open. Now, if you're new or if this feels enough, feel free to keep going here. But for our seal, what we try and do is we clap 3 times at the top, and we clap 3 times at the bottom. Can't do that whilst talking. So 3 claps and 3 claps over. So it's quite a challenge. So you don't touch the floor at any point. You keep the knees open wide. And sometimes coordinating the feet to clap is kind of one of the hardest parts, right? Feel a bit silly, but this is why it's called a seal. So just have a little bit of fun with it. Don't be afraid to explore. Don't be afraid to giggle at yourself if it goes wrong. And then when you are ready, we will all meet up at the top in a seated posture. Soles of the feet together. I'll turn to face you. Knees open wide. Taking the hands, interlacing them over the top of the toes now, and gently bringing your body forwards. Pressing those knees out wide and taking a gorgeous opening through the hips. So a slow, steady breath here, a really nice short sequence today, but hopefully just getting your body moving, and it makes you realize that you don't need to step on the mat for hours on end just to change your mindset, just to get your body moving and to make you feel good, to make you smile, okay? So a short, energizing practice is sometimes all that you need, okay? Let's slowly release off. Bring those knees together, feet hip distance apart. Knees are totally bent here. Make a big shoulder roll, ensuring that we've got space through the spine. We're opening up through the chest and having that gorgeous posture. And then inhale, the right arm comes up to the ceiling. We take a gentle side bend as we reach up and out of the hips. Eye line looks up so the right arm doesn't collapse in front of the face. Slowly reset yourself. Extending the left arm up, come up and over with the left arm here. Chest is open, eye line is looking forwards. And then we reset and bring the arms down. A short little energizing practice today. Let me know how you found it. And maybe that was all you needed just to brighten up your day. I'll see you on the mat again soon.